Shalom, call Yahweh Shem Yahweh. And it's just another video to uplift you out in spirit and let you know, hey man, whatever type of woman you're dealing with, she might be wicked or whatever. Don't even trip on that, man. Just keep carrying yourself as a man of the Lord. Keep applying these scriptures to your life and be in a stern mindset, because that's what you got to be in to be able to deal with what Yahweh Shem Yahweh can bring your way anyway. So this story right here, this is one of my favorite stories in here, which I love the whole book anyway. But just certain stories that I can kind of compare to my life a lot. But in this particular story was when David was sending some messengers out to Nabal, and Nabal basically was talking shit. Now, I'm gonna read on down, and I'm gonna go into the main topic of the story, and I'm gonna pull out some more scriptures too after this. Now, in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 25, and verse 9, it says, "And when David's young men came, they spake to Nabal according to all those words in the name of David and ceased. And Nabal answered David's servants and said, Who is David, and who is the son of Jesse? There may be many servants nowadays that break away every man from his master. Shall I then take my bread and my water and my flesh that I have killed from my shearers, and give it unto men whom I know not whence they be? So David's young man turned their way and went again, and came and told him all of those things. And at this time, that's when David was anointed king, so he didn't really know who he was talking about. He was just talking shit. Now it says in verse 13, it says, And David said unto his men, Gird ye every man his sword. And they girded on every man his sword. And David also girded on his sword. And there went up after David about 400 men, and 200 abode by the stuff. And it says in verse 14, When one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, Behold, David sent messengers out of the wilderness to salute our master, and he railed on them. When you look into the word rail, it's just basically, the talk trash, basically. It says, But the men were very good unto us, and we were not hurt, neither missed we anything, as long as we were conversing with them. When we were in the fields, they were a wall unto us both by night and day, and all the while we were with them keeping the sheep. Now therefore no one consider what thou wilt do, for evil is determined against our master and against all his household, for he is such a son of Belial that a man could not speak to him. Which this guy had a demon on him. You couldn't tell him nothing. He couldn't consider nothing. He wasn't trying to hear nothing. He just was filled with his own little ego. Going down, it talks about Abigail, the type of woman she was. It says, hey, these are the type of women that you gonna want in your life, Akim. Not them little aggravating little women that want to try to fight you and buck up and talk shit and make your life a living hell while we down here living in this shit. So, verse 18 it says, Then Abigail made haste and took 200 loaves, 2 bottles of wine, and 5 sheep ready dressed, and 5 measures of parched corn, and 100 clusters of raisins, and 200 cakes of figs, and laid them on asses. And she said unto her servants, Go on before me, behold, I come after you. But she told not her husband Nabal. And it was so, as she rode on the ass, that she came down by the cover of the hill. And behold, and now before I even read on some more, even though she didn't tell her husband, reason why, because back in this verse right here it says that a man cannot speak to him, so she couldn't go tell him that, hey, I'm finna go just pay this tribute to King David or whatever. It wasn't like she was finna go sleep with him or nothing. She was just trying to make sure she don't get killed, he don't get killed, or anybody else get killed in their village, their area they was in. So, I'm reading on some more, it says, And it was so, and she rode on the ass, and she came down by the cover of the hill, and behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them. Now David had said, Surely in vain have I kept all that this fellow hath in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that pertained to him, and ye have requited me evil for good. So and more also will Yahweh unto the enemies of David, if I leave all that pertained to him by the morning light, entered that pistol against the wall. And when Abigail saw David, she hasted and lighted off the ass and fell down before David on her face. And women gonna be doing that when these times come. Like it mentions when you look into the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1, it says 7 women should take hold of one man. Hey, them women, they're gonna come in a real humble spirit once they see that the Most High dealing with certain men, and they know that as long as they're around them, they're gonna be cool. So they're gonna be real humble. All that proud ass shit, that shit ain't gonna be going down. Now, but reading on some more, it says, and bowed herself to the ground and fell at his feet and said, Upon me, my Lord, upon me, let this iniquity be, and let thine handmaid, I pray thee, speak in thine audience, and hear the words of thy handmaid. Let not my Lord, I pray thee, regard this man of Belial, even Nabal, for his name is, so he is, Nabal is his name, and folly is with him, because that's what his name means. Just go back into folly. It says, But I, thy handmaid, saw not the young men of my Lord, whom thou didst send. Now therefore, my Lord, as the Lord Yahweh liveth, and as thy soul liveth, seeing the Lord Yahweh have withholden thee from coming to shed blood, from avenging thyself with thine own hand, now let thine enemies, and they that seek evil to my Lord, be as Nabal. And now this blessing which thy handmaid have brought unto my Lord, let it even be given unto the young man that follow my Lord. I pray thee, forgive the trespass of thy handmaid, for the Lord Yahweh will certainly make my Lord a sure house, because my Lord fighteth the battles of the Lord, which is talking about David, because that's the battles he was fighting, like when he went up against Goliath for blaspheming the name of Yahweh and talking shit, and he got his head cut off. But anyway, it says, and evil have not been found in thee all thy days, yet a man is risen to pursue thee and to seek thy soul. Where the soul of my Lord shall be bound in the bundle of life with the Lord Yahweh, and the souls of thine enemies, them shall he sling out as in the middle of a sling. And it shall come to pass, when the Lord Yahweh shall have done to my Lord according to all the good that he has spoken concerning thee, and shall have appointed thee a ruler over Israel. Hey, and the Most High do that. Sometimes you might want to go jack somebody up, they be talking shit, or they want to do something to you. Hey, you ain't got to do none of that shit. All you got to do is call on the Most High, face the east, send them prayers up, and he'll let you see their destruction too. They want to come up against you and you ain't doing nothing to them. You just mind your own little business, carrying yourself a certain way, and they trying to bring you down or do whatever. Hey, this story right here goes into that too. It talks about just, being patient, let the Lord execute his judgment. Because vengeance is his anyway. So whatever you can do, he can do a innumerable amount of numbers greater than what you can do. Verse 31, it says, that this shall be no grief unto thee, no offense of heart unto my Lord, either that thou hast shed blood causeless, or that my Lord have avenged himself. But that's what it was going to be, of himself. It says, but when the Lord Yahweh shall have dealt well with my Lord, then remember thine handmaid. So, reading on some more, it says, and David said to Abigail, blessed be the Lord Yahweh of Israel, which sent thee this day to meet me, and blessed be thy advice, and blessed be thou, which hast kept me this day from coming to shed blood, and from avenging myself with my own hand. For in very deed, as the Lord Yahweh of Israel liveth, which have kept me from hurting thee, except thou hast hastened and come to meet me, surely then I have been left unto Nabal by the morning light, any that pistol against the wall. Because he's finna come wipe everybody out, animals, whatever. They was finna go in. 400 men come down to a village, and a guy, he probably was in there drunk, eating, and laughing and shit. He was slipping, so he didn't know what was coming. But his woman did, though. Now in verse 35, it says, so David received of her hand that which she had brought him, and said unto her, go up in peace to thine house. See, I have hearkened to thy voice, and have accepted thy person. Now, reading on some more, it says, and Abigail came to Nabal, and behold, he held a feast in his house, like the feast of a king, and Nabal's heart was merry with him. He was in there drunk, save for he was very drunken. Wherefore she told him nothing less or more until the morning light. But it came to pass in the morning, when the wine was gone out of Nabal, and his wife had told him these things, that his heart died within him. He became as a stone, which he had either a stroke or a heart attack, more than likely. Because that's what happened to most people when they had heart issues. And it says, and it came to pass about 10 days after that the Lord smote Nabal, that he died. So he was just in there, laid out and shit. And the Most High left him alive for 10 days. And then he ended up giving up the ghost. So, hey, that's a serious condition, man. Hey, the Most High took him out in a crucial manner. Because what David and them was going to do, and his 400 men, they was just going to go kill him and put him to death on the spot. The Most High made him as a stone and left him alive for 10 days, then killed him. He wouldn't have thought of that. He couldn't have thought of nothing like that. Now, verse 39, this is the point I want to get into, because these are the type of women that the men of the Lord are going to be getting. Not these little chicks that just want to run around and think they running some shit. Now, verse 39, it says, and when David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, blessed be the Lord Yahweh, that have pleaded the cause of my reproach from the hand of Nabal, and have kept his servant from evil. For the Lord Yahweh have returned wickedness of Nabal upon his own head, and David sent and communed with Abigail to take her to him to wife. Now it says, and when the servants of David would come to Abigail to Carmel, they spoke unto her, saying, David sent us to thee to take thee to him to wife. She arose and bowed herself on her face to the earth, and said, behold, let thy handmaid be a servant to wash the feet of the servants of my Lord. See, all that Roman bullshit, man, getting down on one knee and pulling out a ring, that's some real pussy ass shit. That's not part of our customs. We ain't do no stuff like that. If anything, a woman was bowing. Now, verse 42, it says, and Abigail hasted and arose and rode upon the ass with 5 damsels of hers that went after her. And damsels talking about other women, younger women. It says, and she went after the messengers of David and became his wife. It says, David also took Ahinoam of Jezreel, and they were also both of his wives, because he ain't just get Abigail, he got him some more too. And then verse 44, it goes into, it said, well, Saul had given Michal, his daughter, David's wife, to Phlatah, the son of Laish, which is of Galium. And that goes into another story about Michal, how she was acting. She was being a proud-ass woman when David was dancing in front of the ark, but got put away and ain't have no children for the rest of her life, though. Now, I'm going to go into, let me see real quick. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 3. And I remember my mom, when I was young, she used to always tell me stuff like this, like, don't fall for them little looks and get wooed in and get all drunk and lose your senses. And the whole time she knew about scriptures too, because my grandfather and my great grandpa, they was actually heavy into the scriptures and spoke Hebrew as well. So they had taught her a lot of different stuff that she taught me. Now, in this scripture right here in the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 3, it says, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways which destroy kings. And I'm going to go into it even more detail. Because you give your strength to a woman, be giving you all. Like, you had these little R&B songs to be funny as hell. I give it all to my woman, all that bull. That's stupid, nigga. That's why these niggas be stressed the fuck out, looking all mad and miserable and shit. And you supposed to be married, man. You supposed to be in an upbeat spirit, man. We Yasharahla, Princess of the Power. Ain't supposed to be looking. It's one thing to look serious, but to just be walking around looking destroyed and confused, especially over a woman. Hey, that's why you gotta apply these scriptures, man. You apply this stuff to you won't be like this. You won't be like that, I should say. Now it says the words of King Lemuel. It said the words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. It says, what my son, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows, give not thy strength unto a woman, nor thy ways that which destroyeth kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, it is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink, lest they drink and forget the law, and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. Which goes into drinking, because people be like, oh, well, if weed ain't in the Bible, what about drinking? Well, hey, the scriptures don't talk about it. You shouldn't drink unless you're not ready. Because some people be getting drunk and then overdo it and just be out here through. It says, let me read on some more. Verse 8 says, open thy mouth for the dumb in the case of all such as are appointed to destruction. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and the needy. And that's the mind frame you should be in. Be concerned with the poor and the needy. Now somebody just come begging for money and shit, don't get their ass no fucking money. 'Cause you know they about to go buy drugs or some shit with it. Or if you see somebody hungry or need clothing or something like that, and you got it, hey, help them out. Especially if they are our people. You know, you got our people that be looking down on somebody because they're in a less fortunate situation or whatever. Well, if that was your ass. You want somebody to help you out though. But most people, they don't have that judgment. That's why you got to apply these scriptures to your life so you'll be able to discern, know how to judge. Because people be, oh, don't judge me. Only God can judge me. No, that's bullshit. Because Most High judge you. He, more than likely, he going to take you up out of here. Jack you up and make you wish you was out of here. So you better hope somebody going to judge you. And another way that's bullshit too, because people go to court and the judge their ass. So all that don't judge me stuff, that's dumb shit. Now, reading on some more in the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10, it says, who can find a virtuous woman for a price that's far above rubies? And that's what you want, a woman with some virtue, a chick that's going to be at peace with you, not bring no fucking wicked ass bullshit from outside, inside. Because I hear so many different stories, man. I just be thinking, like, dang, man, the most I could have been chopped up with this one chick. I could have had a baby with her. She'd have put me through fucking hell. And I'm going to go into that in another scripture in a minute after I read this. It said in verse 11, said, the heart of a husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. And that's what a real woman will be doing to a man. And vice versa. A man, you supposed to make sure your woman cool, safe. You know, you help her out if she need it. And so on. You know, they work hand in hand. But ultimately, a woman gonna make sure a man is at peace, so when he go out in this world, he can be on top and do what he supposed to do, because he on top of his game. And he know he got somebody he can come home to, and it ain't no burden to come home. Now, verse 13, it says, she seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. And recently, I definitely experienced something like this. I had this one woman ride from a whole nother city just to bring me something. Now, that's the type of woman you want to deal with. Not no chick that's always talking about what you gonna buy me and what you gonna give me and all this. Like, no, what you gonna do for me? And you, man, you gotta realize that, man, because the scripture, in the book of Isaiah, it said a man should be more precious than fine gold. And you gotta have that mentality, man. Fuck what everybody else be talking about. Put a woman on a pedestal bullshit. Hey, we got value. You gotta know your value, man. So don't let nobody play you. Now, verse 15, it says, she riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. You know, and it goes into it even more, speaking on what a righteous woman would be doing. These are the type of women you need to be looking for. Now, the ones you need to be fucking running away from, let me go to this real quick. Hold on. It's in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 26. And better, I'm going to start at verse 25. But this is the mind frame I be in personally. I'm sure you I can may be in this mind frame too. If you want to know everything, which is nothing wrong with that. Now, it's in verse. Wait, I'm going to start at verse 23. It says in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 23, it said, all this have I approved by wisdom. I said, I will be wise, but it was far from me. That which is far off and exceeding deep, who can find it out? Because wisdom, it's always more stuff to know, because the Most High is always creating stuff. Stuff is always being made, whether it be new planets, new stars, new moons, new galaxy, new animals, new plants, new bodies of water, new elements. The list goes on. That's why I said, who can find it out? In verse 25 it says, I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even the foolishness and madness. And I find more bitter than death the woman. And they just talking about the other woman I was just reading about. It's talking about these wicked ass women. And it says, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So if you get took by these women, man, hey, you better correct your ways. Look in the mirror, analyze what you be doing. Because, hey, if you ain't pleasing the Most High, he'll get you with a woman. You be trapped up, have a baby by a wicked ass woman. She taking you to child support court, hitting herself, calling the police on you, saying you did the shit. All type of little junk, man. Hey, the list goes on. It also says, it's in the book of, I want to say the song, not the Song of Solomon, the Wisdom of Solomon, in the book of Sirach. And it talks about it says all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, man. So the little schemes and shit they come up with. And if you're a man that pleases the Most High, that's why I say whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her. You'll escape that bullshit. Now, verse 27, it says, behold, this have I found, said the preacher, count them one by one, to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. It says, one man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I found not. Lo, this only have I found, that Yahweh have made man upright, but they sought out many inventions. In them days, talking about the women, they always seek some extra shit. No matter what you do, they gonna go seek something else and go off. And that's why you have to make sure you carrying yourself right as a man. Put your foot down. Like the scripture say, I want to say in the book of Job, gird up thy loins like a man. You gotta be on point. You gotta be stern. Can't just be kissing ass and doing all type of other little stuff that you shouldn't be doing. Because hey, if she meant to be with you, she gonna be with you. If not, most likely gonna send you something that fit perfect right in your life. And I'm gonna pull this last scripture and I'm gonna just end this off. Later I'm gonna pull like a few more and I'll just end it off, just two more. Whatever the spirit permit. It's in the book of Isaiah. Let me see what's up. It's in the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 2. It says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Not no woman, not no black woman is God bullshit. They ain't talking about that. That goddess shit, when society get real rough, and motherfuckers out here running around in packs, grabbing people up, kicking in doors, and shooting shit up, or whatever the scenario may be. All that goddess, black woman is God bullshit going out the window. It says, a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest. And I'm going to read this last scripture, and I'm going to end this off. And that's why when you argue, man, don't get defeated by these shit, because they'll pressure you into shit, too. And make you feel guilty and shit. Oh, you ain't doing this, I'll find somebody else to do it. Man, let that bitch go find somebody else to do it. She's going to be crawling right back. And it always happened, too. I've seen it happen personally. It's in the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man in a golden wedge of Ophir. And I was just scrolling down. Hey, these other translations, they try to switch it up. Because I'm quite sure some feminists had a hand in this shit. Now it's a Good News translation. It say those who survive will be scarcer than gold. See how they just changed it? That ain't say that. And you go back in the old Hebrew scriptures too, and you read this in the Ibar. It says a man will be more precious than fine gold. It ain't this new translation shit. They always want to twist something up. It says, I will make a human more scarcer than fine gold, and mankind more rare than the gold. Man, see, they just adding and taking away, man. Whoever wrote them scripts, most I gonna jack their ass up, because that ain't what it was talking about. That's why it's good to read the old text too, if you can understand the languages, or know how to cross-reference the different languages and the words like that. It says, let me read this scripture. I just said this one, I'm gonna just read it one more time. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1. On that day, 7 women will take hold of one man. One man. And let me pull this up and see if they change this up, just to see, because that's what they like to do, man. Just switch shit up. Oh, what? They ain't changed. I'm surprised. I'm quite intrigued with this shit. Now it says in the Good News translation, it says when that time comes, because the time is coming. All that, oh, I ain't sharing no man, all that bullshit. Hey, the mentality gonna go back to the ancient way. All this westernized bullshit. This is not our way of living. It says when that time comes, 7 women will grab a hold of one man and say, we can feed and clothe ourselves, but please let us say you are our husband, so that we won't have to endure the shame of being unmarried. Because it's gonna be a shame. Because all that independent bullshit too. Oh, I don't need no man. Hey, it's gonna be a shame for a woman to be out here without no man. Because shit gonna get real. Shit gonna be serious. So they gonna need that protection. Ultimately, it ain't gonna just be no average nigga either. It's gonna be the man that Yahweh Shah put the spirit on to be able to dwell and deal with that anyway. Because a little weak beta male ain't gonna be able to deal with no 7+ women. They gonna get consumed. But a man is of a stern mind and got the Holy Spirit on him, he gonna know how to deal and keep stuff in order, keep stuff calm, be able to give guidance too, because it ain't gonna be all about no sex either. It's gonna be about guidance and helping somebody correct their ways also at the same time. Now, I'm gonna pull this last scripture. I wasn't gonna pull another one, but I'm gonna pull this because somebody hit me up recently and was like, why are we cussing? So-called cursing, which they don't even know the definition of the word curse, but I'm gonna just bring this up. Because even though I be rude in speech, that don't mean nothing. Nobody want to hear no soft stuff anyway. You talk to somebody soft and they ain't hearing that shit. You see somebody about to fall off a cliff, hey, watch out, that cliff right there. They gonna, huh? They gonna walk right off that shit. But if you tell somebody, hey, watch out, it's a fucking cliff over there, they gonna pay attention to what you're talking about. Now, anyways, in the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 6, it says, but though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been made thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. So skip the speech, man. What the message really saying? For the people that ask, and a person that hit me up recently too, because somebody hit my phone about that shit, because I be giving out my number sometimes. So, I just want to bring this out. I know it's been this edifying. Hey, shalom to you, Akim, man. Shalom to the elect if you listen to these videos. Stay stern, man. Stay alert and gird up thy loins like a man. Keep paying attention to the news. Because prophecy happened it's already in March. We about to be in April. The year just fucking started, and these prophecies been kicking off back to back to back. Shalom.